Did you ever have that moment where everything looked right on paper, but deep down, you knew you were living the wrong life? I had that moment. 15 years into a career I thought I was supposed to want. On paper, I had it made. I was a Wall Street lawyer. I loved being in court. I had financial security. I had prestige. And I was even managing to do a little bit of human rights law on the side. But I was waking up every day with the gnawing sense that I was built for something more. Something that didn't just move money or juries, but maybe actually moved people and changed the world for the better. Today, I want to talk about what it really takes to find your life's purpose and how to use it not just to transform your life, but to truly change the world. And if you're a seasoned leader or organizer who's ready to lead with more clarity, more structure, more collective power, or if you're just seeking a way to make a much bigger difference, this channel is for you. Tap subscribe and hit that bell notification so you don't miss our weekly videos on building legacy level impact without burning out. I'm Elizabeth Cronise McLaughlin. I've spent the last 15 years working with thousands of progressive leaders around the globe. Nonprofit directors, community organizers, movement founders, justice-centered entrepreneurs, and even the ex-corporate lawyer who really knows they're here for something better. All of these people hit the same crossroads that I once faced. They knew how to lead, but they didn't know how to lead from purpose. That's where everything changes. Let me take you back for a moment. I was 15 years into my legal career. I had done everything right. I had gotten promoted. I worked brutal hours, I climbed the ladder, I traveled the world taking depositions, and I was a trial lawyer with a record of winning every case. But I was miserable, not because I couldn't do the job, but because every part of me knew I was meant for something else. And then a fortuitous moment happened. My firm went through a restructuring, and even though my job was secure, there were voluntary buyouts on the table. And I found myself sitting in my boss's office, a great man, to this day, a really dear friend and mentor of mine. And I was trying to decide what to do. He looked me dead in the eye and he said, "Elizabeth, you're not like any lawyer I've ever worked with. There's something about you that is deeply different. And I know that you are meant for something better. And it's time to go do it." That was it. That was the moment that I leapt. And yes, make no mistake about it, it was completely terrifying, but it was also the moment that everything in my life aligned. That leap led me here to running a company that trains progressive movement leaders to organize smarter, lead deeper, and build collective power that lasts. And if you're at your own crossroads right now, maybe wondering how to change your life and your work so that you can truly move into making the biggest difference possible in this critical moment, well, I'm here today to give you 5 concrete steps to help you find your purpose and use it to build change without losing yourself in the process. Step 1, pay attention to the ache. So one of the things that I've learned over the years is that purpose doesn't always show up as a big epiphany. Sometimes it starts as a discomfort, a dissonance, a sense that what you're doing no longer fits. Most of the leaders that I work with aren't lost. They're just misaligned. They're skilled, dedicated, hardworking, but really disconnected from their why. So today, I want you to ask yourself a really important question. What part of your work feels like performance? And what part of it feels like being deeply present in why you are here? Because that ache you're feeling, it's data. Pay attention to it. And if you're spending every day feeling like you're banging your head against a brick wall, believe me, I understand that. That's where I was in at least the last 5 years that I was a lawyer. You need to give special attention to what needs to change now. Step 2, find the pattern beneath the passion. A lot of people say, "I don't know what my purpose is." But if you zoom out and look across your life, there are always patterns. What are the fights you always come back to? What injustice keeps you up at night? What do people constantly seek out your guidance on? This isn't fluffy soul searching. This is power mapping your own life. Purpose is revealed through pattern. Your calling is where your story meets your strategy. Step 3, translate, don't trash your skill set. This is the step that no one talks about. When you're ready to start from purpose-driven work, You don't actually need to start from scratch. You need to repurpose what you already know how to do. So for instance, when I left the law, I didn't stop being a strategist. I just stopped using my strategy in courtrooms and started using it to build movements. The skills didn't disappear, they just got realigned. So ask yourself, how could your current skills, your ability to lead, to organize, to mentor, to negotiate, maybe even just to run a spreadsheet, be used in the service of justice? Because here's the thing, you're not empty of what you need to make a difference. You're evolving what you already know to put it into service. And purpose is the container that makes your existing gifts powerful once again. Step 4, claim it out loud. Okay, this part, it's a little scary, especially if you've built an identity on always showing up, always being strong, always holding the line. But naming your purpose publicly, not just to yourself, but to your people, is the beginning of building a movement level impact that can change the world. When I left the law and I knew I was moving into training leaders to really change the world, I didn't just whisper it, I declared it. Because the thing is, people can't follow you if they don't know where you're headed. So here's one thing I want to know from you. Drop me a comment below. What's one skill set you've mastered that you might want to use to build something new? And how do you plan to declare it so that people who need what you have to offer can follow you into a better future? Step 5, build the bridge before you burn it all down. So look, I'm not here to tell you to quit your job tomorrow. That is not a recipe for strategy, it's a recipe for chaos. But I will tell you that once you know your purpose, you do need a plan on how you're going to live into it. And this is where structure really comes in. You need to seek out mentorship, community, folks with vision who can share your own, who can give you strategic support and help you become the leader that you are meant to be. And that, by the way, is exactly why we've built the Ripple Effect Institute. REI isn't a starter kit, and it's not a self-help course. It's a high-level, high-trust training ground for seasoned leaders who are done trying to do it all alone. If you're ready to lead from purpose, and you're ready to make it sustainable, and you want to be a part of a community of people who are living into their zones of genius to create a better future for all of us, apply now for a free strategy call at the link in the description. The Ripple Effect Institute is for leaders, not for dabblers, not for the newly engaged. It's for the ones who are still standing, who are seeking the true purpose of why they are here, and who are committed to making enormous change in this incredibly trying time. If that's you, we want to talk to you. And if this video spoke to something in you, hit like, tap subscribe, and make sure you share it with another leader who's at their own crossroads. And be sure to check out our video on how to build community for change even when you feel alone. It's a great one to watch after this one. But I want to remind you, your purpose isn't just about you. It's about what becomes possible when you live it out loud, not just for yourself, not just for your loved ones, but for future generations who are depending on us to step into our purpose right now. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.